Good morning. It's a beautiful, beautiful morning in downtown Gary, Indiana. My name is Chelsea Whittington of WHITT PR, and I am here at the Gary Public Library, located at 225 West 5th Avenue in Gary, and I am having all types of fangirl moments this morning. My special guest today is none other than Miss Anaya Birdsong, who is Miss Indiana USA.
Hello.
I am so delighted to have you here today. Welcome to Gary.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. And let me set the stage of your presence for anybody tuning in or watching, like, what is Miss Indiana USA doing in Gary? Well, who doesn't want to go to Gary, first of all?
Yes.
But you are here for a special program that's taking place today for the Gary Public Library in honor of Black History Month. Black girl and black boy magic.
Yes.
And if we are going to have magic in the room, we might as well adjust our crowns and have Miss Indiana USA. So please tell everybody, who is Anaya Birdsong?
Yeah. Well, thank you for that introduction. Oh my word, that's a great, amazing introduction. But I am super excited to be here. So Gary has a special place in my heart, just not for this event, but my dad is from Gary, Indiana, born and raised, and so I am back for this amazing event, but also visiting my family here. So I love to say I have two hearts in two different places. So I'm originally from Anderson, Indiana. My dad's from Gary, Indiana as well, and so that's where I was born and raised, grew up and went to military high school, and graduated second in my class. So
Me too.
Yes.
Salutatorians. All right.
Yes, so I was a salutatorian at Anderson Preparatory Academy was my high school I went to. At that moment, I realized, okay, I might not go into the military full time, but it was a great experience because I learned so much about leadership, what it means to be a servant leader in the community, and just so many other things that came from it academically. I graduated as a sophomore in college when I got done with high school.
La-di-da.
Snaps to those who are in high school and can use those dual credits to get involved in college. You can save a lot of money that way and also advance your college career a little bit quicker.
Absolutely.
So great things happened with that. But then after high school, I went to college to IU Bloomington.
All right, Indiana.
Yeah, so go Hoosiers,
All
right? Go
right.
Hoosiers. So I went to IU Bloomington, studied biology there, and at that moment in time, I realized how many black women are not involved in the sciences, technology,
STEM.
engineering, and mathematics,
Yes.
right? And so when I was in school, I was like, I love STEM, and I want other people who look like me to get involved in the industry in any capacity that they can. So
Well, nobody looks like you.
Oh,
Let me
no.
just start there
Oh,
as
no.
the queen that you are, but I totally
Oh.
understand what you are saying. It is
Yes.
very important for us to introduce our young ladies to these careers at an early age. And
Exactly.
you have the perfect platform to do that, Anaya. I have to ask, what led your journey? You're doing all the academics. What led you on your journey to compete on a national platform
Yes.
for as representing our great state, the
Yes.
Hoosier state, for Miss USA?
So much had went into my senior year, and I remember seeing Miss IU all the time. And I thought to myself, wow, how amazing would it be to represent, my college and just also my state within that. So I decided to start my pageant journey in my senior year of college.
Wow.
When I called my mom, she was like, "You're doing what? You're doing pageants. You've never did a talent in your life. Like, what are you gonna do?" And so I told her, I said, we're gonna make it make sense, Mom, okay?
Of course.
We might not check all the boxes, but we're gonna figure it out, and we're gonna have faith, and we're gonna keep it going.
Oh, that's
so,
key, faith.
That's my first pageant experience was Miss IU. Now that was in the Miss America organization. Fast forward a few years, I'm in the Miss USA organization as Miss Indiana USA. And so it's been 4 to 5 years of just going through, pageantry, getting titles, not winning Miss Indiana, to really know that every year I'm reinventing myself, but I'm leveraging a platform to advocate for young women in STEM, but also telling women that they can hashtag dare to disrupt. Also
Yes.
as well.
Yes.
And so with my initiative, hashtag Dare to Disrupt, it's about female leadership and being disruptive leaders in their networks. And that is challenging the status quo, not becoming complacent with no's in life, and also putting themselves in spaces that lack diversity and representation. So we have to make sure that we're speaking up being present, but also disrupting every room we walk in because we're just black girl magic.
All over the place.
Sprinkling everywhere.
And I have to shout out the Gary Public Library for having the foresight to bring you to our space. There are going to be so many young ladies and young men here later to meet you, as we have so many things happening at the library today. I have to jump in and share that right after this video, we're going to start free COVID testing. So you already know we have to have this distance between us, and that vaccination and COVID testing are key in us getting on the other side of this pandemic. So shout out to the Gary Public Library for being aware and woke, knowing that that service needs to be provided to our community. And then fast forward to noon today, it's story time. Who doesn't enjoy a great story? And we will be here at 225 West 5th Avenue so that you can reconnect with your Gary Public Library, because one of the things that COVID just put a roadblock was our access to being in the library, checking out books, reading, being read to, getting the many resources that the People's University provides. And so you're the draw, ma'am. I'm just gonna say that if I were a young girl and I wanted to get a message of encouragement and get a great story told to me, I would be at 225 West 5th Avenue today. And so I want to thank you for being able to take the time to come up. And we're not done yet, but I just have to, when people jump on and read and watch videos, they're like, what are we doing? What are we talking about? We're talking about the Gary Public Library with Miss Indiana USA, Anaya Birdsong. Isn't she beautiful? And that's the part I'm getting to now. So with pageantry, what does that entail? Because when I saw you come up the stairs to the library, the first thing I did was, hello. You got to get the pageant wave down. So what are some of the things that you had to learn, and especially getting late to the pageant game? How did you prep?
First off, I had to really unlock the initiative in myself to go out on faith and try something new, right? So that was the first step. Accepting where you're at and being persistent in that, whole approach. So I had to learn how to interview. I had to make sure I prepped, walking, all these different coaches to help me get to where I'm at today. So I had an interview coach, a pageant coach, a walking coach.
A walking coach?
A walking coach. Okay, Beyonce didn't walk like that overnight. Okay,
Facts.
So we had to get some training in. But I think the most important training was just mentally prepping for those experiences, because you're competing against so many girls in the state. Granted, I'm a late bloomer, but some of these girls have been doing it since they were in middle school, elementary school.
Or their moms pushing them right out the womb, like, okay, now put this crown on and walk.
But you got the baby competitions, you got all that. And so I didn't have those experiences, but I had to make sure that my resources were there and I had that support system to get me involved. But I am the 4th Black Miss Indiana USA, and over 60 years the pageant has been in place. So that just goes to show you that representation is important, but this crown is way more than what it's expressing here today.
Oh my goodness, and it's just sparkling. I have been just honored to hear you speak. It's so motivational, and so I'm excited for those of you who are coming out to the Gary Public Library today. But wait, there is one final surprise. What would an afternoon at the library be without someone whom everybody loves? Everybody, welcome to the stage, Mickey Mouse! Mickey is going to join us straight from the Magic Kingdom. You want to bend down a little bit, Mickey? So make sure you're in the camera. I'm with Mickey Mouse. Mickey is also here to greet our young people. Again, shout out to the Gary Public Library. They have checked all the boxes. You can get your COVID testing, and then you can get some books and refreshments, and most important, you can meet these two phenomenal beings. Mickey Mouse doesn't have to interview, that's the thing. He says nothing. Yet he commands an entire nation,
Presence
a world.
Is everything.
Yes.
Presence is everything, Mickey.
So if you want to come and meet Miss Indiana USA, Anaya Birdsong, and the one and only Mickey Mouse, please head on over to the Gary Public Library, 225 West 5th Avenue, Queens. Bring your crowns, get ready to get your autographs, and a word of motivation. I have been motivated by you.
Thank you.
Our future is in safe hands with people like you on the planet. Any final words, Ms. Birdsong?
Final words. So just in spirit of Black History Month, as we're closing out, just know that our history is American history, and we have come so far and have to really pay homage to those that have really paved the way, and we have to do, our due diligence to make sure that we're being progressive and we're commanding for our future leaders, Black leaders at that, to really have a seat at the table.
Beautifully said. I have been your host, Chelsea Whittington. It has been my honor to have this amazing conversation. And now it's your turn. Get here. Get to the Gary Public Library, 225 West 5th Avenue, the People's University. We'll see you soon. Let's do the wave.
Oh, adios. See ya.
Keep waving.